So it's interesting. This tractate is a necessary thing at times to get divorced among couples. But there's a nuanced approach here where it's like there's a certain sadness. Like even the mizbeach, the altar's crying. And that's a big, anyone who's learned Daf Yomi or learned even a page or a line of Gemara, they know that the Gemara is very nuanced. Everything has one side and has another side. So this is necessary, but there's also sadness when it happens as well. And so I just want to share like a reflection on this nuanced experience of learning Gemara. So there's a story, there's a Hasidic, like a joke. It says a Hasid comes to his rabbi, like I'm saying today, I went through the whole Talmud. He said, went through the whole Talmud, Rebbe. And the Rebbe goes, it's beautiful, it's amazing, but how many times did the Talmud go through you? Right? It's like a joke, but it's something real. It's like when you're learning Daf Yomi, I remember I didn't learn Daf Yomi for many years because my cousin in Israel was like, that's not real learning. You know, that's like you're just like going through the page. So quick, anybody ever sat in a Daf Yomi class? You don't really know what's going on most of the time, except for Rabbi Furman. But you're just kind of moving through it. So you ask yourself, like, what's the value in me sitting through a lot of pages that I don't fully understand? What do I gain from that? So that's where the nuanced approach, I think, comes into play. Like anyone who is thinking about trying Daf Yomi, for me, in my first round, I viewed it like this. I viewed it like, at one point I worked in real estate in Israel. Obviously, that wasn't my choice of profession, thank God. I didn't make a lot of money, so I became rabbi. But when I was working in real estate, you have the time where you're going like to scope out territory. You're going to an area, you're going to check out a new spot, and you're looking at the apartments of the real estate. And you kind of get a general idea of what's going on there. You know the streets, you see the buildings. You might step in a house or two, and you get a feeling for what's going on. You come back the next time, and then you go in the houses, and you see, and the more and more you go through, the more and more familiar you get. If you don't do that first round of getting understanding of the scope of what's going on, the terrain, what the house, what the building rights are, all that, you don't have a good perspective, a bird's eye perspective. I feel like there's great value in each one of those visits. And I think the first round of Daf Yomi is really like that. You're just getting a feeling for what's going on, getting a feeling for principles and ideas. And that hopefully will set the tone for you in your next round to go even deeper. So there's great value. It's like a nuanced approach. It's not all or nothing. There's great value in like that first overview of the Gemara. And if you don't understand everything, you understand a little. If you understand a little, that's already a lot. That's like one reflection. Just one more reflection I want to share on my experience with the Daf Yomi. So we're starting Kiddushin. We started Kiddushin a few days ago. This is when I started. I was just thinking about this, like when I started the Daf Yomi. It's another value of learning Gemara every day. When I started the Daf Yomi, I was for yeshiva. I was like, I don't know, 2016. I was in yeshiva. I wasn't a rabbi yet. I had like 2 suits, and I bought them both at like an apartment store, like for like really cheap. I was biking to yeshiva because I didn't have a car, and I wasn't married. I didn't have a job, and I was learning Gemara. I was learning Torah, and you learn a page of Torah a day. And when you learn Torah, you grow, and you get Kedusha, you get holiness, you come close to Hashem, and you gain blessing. And that's another thing I think about. Like I learned Masechet tractate after tractate, and Baruch Hashem, I feel like it lifted me, and I feel like so many beautiful things opened up in my life over this Daf Yomi cycle. And I know it's largely in part to learning Torah and staying connected to Hashem. So that's another idea. If you learn a page of Gemara a day, learn a little bit of Torah a day, it can bring great blessing into your life. It's a good way to start the day, but also staying connected to Torah, that's the source of all of our brachas. So I also want to bless everybody that in the merit of this Torah, you all see a lot of blessing, and if you're able to give it a try, we have Daf Yomi here. It's a beautiful thing. It's not all or nothing. You can do one day in a month. You do one day in a week. Each day is an elevation, is a bracha. So that's my bracha for you. That come join us, come learn Torah with us, and we'll see a lot of blessing together.
Amen.